How's it going, everybody? Welcome back in to the Ranger Wrap Up show here on the Illuminerdi YouTube channel, where we discuss everything going on in the world of Power Rangers. I am Bryce West alongside Larry Newbill. Larry, how are you doing today?
Man, I'm doing great, man. After a week break and we're here and back and ready to talk of some new the Power Rangers episode that we're about to
Oh
talk
yeah,
about because things got a little bit interesting in this
yeah,
episode, and I'm ready
yeah. This
for it.
this was an interesting episode. Unfortunately, Larry, you won't be able to join us next week. You're going to a convention. Where are you going?
I'm going to the Retro Gaming Convention in Columbus, Ohio. So
Ooh,
if you
wow.
guys
That's
are
that's pretty
around,
far away from you.
yeah, it's pretty
That's
far.
gonna be a long
So
drive. Are you driving?
no, I'm
Oh,
flying.
you're flying. There you go.
There's no way. I ain't gonna
I was
drive
gonna
out
say that's
there.
gonna be a really long drive.
Yeah,
But
it's a really long drive, but it should be
do you
fun
know
though.
who else gonna be there? Like any special guest?
See here, the cast of the voiceovers are from the video game from the Super Mario Bros. That they have the Mario,
Okay. Like the
Bowser,
older
Princess
cast
Peach,
or the new cast?
the older cast throughout the
Oh,
video
okay.
games. So yeah, the
Yep. There we
Mario,
go.
Bowser, Peach, Daisy, they're all going to be there, so it should be cool.
Nice. That sounds pretty epic. Yeah, I will
Yeah,
be
it's
here
pretty
with
epic.
you all next weekend. So we'll be able to have some fun with that. But yes, we're gonna be talking about Power Rangers Cosmic Fury episode 4. And then once we're done with that discussion, we're gonna be talking about some of our favorite evil Power Rangers. Since in this episode we get to the debut of Ollie and his dark blue Ranger form. So yeah, well, we will be
Yes.
talking about that and more. So yeah, as the show's going on, be sure to let us know your thoughts on the episode or the things we're talking about, and then also who some of your favorite evil rangers are, and then we'll be able to discuss them later on in the show. But yeah, getting things started here. So they're now on the planet where they believe Zayto is at, and they are going to be looking for him there. And then they're immediately met with Ollie, who is also trying to find Zayto. Um, I don't know what the our producer Shay is losing his goddamn mind in the background, and I don't know what the hell is going on. But you know what? That's okay. Shay, by
That's
the
our
way,
producer.
image numero uno, ready to go. Yeah, I don't know what the hell he is doing. Okay.
Do I have to type
Anyway,
it?
I know last week we promised Shay Cam, and we don't have that this week. I mean, we need to get that sorted out because we keep bringing
Yeah,
him
I could
up, and
put the
our
camera to
our
show.
viewers here have no idea what the hell he's even up to. But anyway, so we got evil Ollie on the planet
uh,
here. Uh,
there we go.
gotta be honest. Don't remember what the planet's called at all. That's okay. But yeah, he's there, and then he's immediately met by the Rangers. Also, Mick is there. Image numero 2. Mick is there. He was looking for Zayto. He finds his cape, just kind of laying around. And then he is
For
also captured
clues.
by by Ollie and his evil minions. And then the four Rangers show up: Amelia, Ion, Izzy, and Javi. Um, and we get to see them do their full morph sequence for the first time. In the first episode, we did see them morph into their costumes for the first time, but in this
Mhm.
we get the full sequence. They do the globe flip thing in the air where it's spinning on the finger. We got an image of that. I think
Mhm.
that's really cool how they flip it up and it's like spinning on the finger. I really like that. I thought that looked really cool. And then we
Yeah.
have some new graphics. They go like Ankelo, Red Ranger, or whatever. um I thought that was pretty neat. And then in the
Yeah.
next image we see them fully morphed in battle. um and in their new costumes, fight footage for the first time. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But then, if you thought that was cool, in our next image here, we have Ollie as the dark blue Ranger here, and this is just one of the greatest suits of all time in
Oh
Power Rangers.
gosh,
I mean, it doesn't get much better than
that's
this. I
man. They need to make a figure of that. I swear, please make a
I
figure of that, please,
I
please,
wish I don't know
please.
if we're ever gonna get one, but if they were to literally just like make one more, I think that would be a
Oh
good one.
gosh, oh my
Uh,
gosh,
I mean, they already have the Lightning Collection mold for Blue, Dino
yeah.
Fury. I know the mold would definitely be different on this, clearly. But I mean, oh my gosh! I mean, the
Man,
shade of
look at
blue that they
that.
decided to use looks amazing. The red
It's perfect.
accents, the black and the silver accents as well. You've got the squid ink emblem on the belts
Mm-hmm.
there. I think it just looks pretty freaking amazing, if you ask me. Larry, I mean, what are your thoughts on this costume?
And it's speechless because that's like one of the
Yeah,
coolest custom
yeah,
made costume I
yeah.
ever seen, like a suit, because it's just chef's kiss. Got the blue side with the red outlining of the
Mm-hmm.
Z with the
Yeah,
zigzag Z, and then on the other side it's all like the black shaded.
yeah.
It hits just perfect. And yeah, like I said, does that squid belt that reminds you of the Hydra?
Oh yeah, it
uh
does kind of look like the Hydra logo, yeah,
Hydra.
from Marvel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Hydra. Yeah,
yeah,
the
that is kind
Marvel,
of
the Hydra.
interesting.
I
But
was like, wow. But
I mean,
overall,
yeah.
Chef's Kiss. It's beautiful. It's
I mean,
beautiful. They
fully
did good.
American made. It looks
All American
better.
made.
I mean, it looks better clearly than all of the Cosmic Fury suits. Even though I do
Yeah.
like the Cosmic Fury suits for the
It's just to
most
lose
part,
some
there's some
muscles.
issues. But yeah, those stupid muscle pads. But
And to lose muscle pads. lose it.
but but I mean that costume is just superb. I mean,
Oh my
probably one of the
gosh.
best American made costumes, and honestly one of the best costumes ever. It's a shame that we might
Oh
never
yeah.
get a toy for it, because that would seriously be one of the most badass Lightning Collection figures they would have ever made. It's just so cool.
I mean, someone will eventually, maybe in the future, but
Yeah,
maybe not having it.
hopefully, if
Hopefully.
the line comes back down the line, I think that would be a great figure to release. I mean, along
Oh
with the rest of the
yes.
Cosmic Fury Rangers. Though, but yeah, just absolutely amazing. Anyway, so moving on now. So they get into this battle. They're fighting, and we get to see the suits actually in action. This whole time up until this point we had been, talking about the suits and, I don't like this, that they should have done this or whatever, but we had yet to actually see them in action, actually in
Right.
use in a fight. And, with this fight scene, I think they look fine. I think they work, again, those stupid muscle pads. If you had just gotten rid of those, I think the suits would have looked fine. I think they would have looked great, in fact. A little
I totally.
simple, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But those muscle
No.
pads just really bring it down. Like, it's just such a shame.
Yeah, I totally agreed on the muscle pads. And when I had to look at it, uh, um, the last night, and I realized, like, man, he's not kidding. The muscle pads was just, I don't know
Yeah,
why that they
they don't work. I don't know
put
why
in the
they did it.
suits.
Doesn't make any sense at all. Um,
uh, the without it, it looks good. The
yeah,
without it,
because if you play Power Rangers Legacy Wars, Amelia is a playable character in that game. They got rid of the muscle pads. She looks great, in that
yeah,
game.
it looks
So
really
yeah,
great.
I have no idea why they decided to put those muscle pads on there. Otherwise, I think the suits look great. But anyway, so we have
Ashboro law.
yeah, yeah, we have
Ashboro
that
law.
fight scene. And then we go into the forest. This is our next image here, image number 6. Yeah, they're on this forest planet. Mick it was so funny. Mick basically goes, "Yeah, this planet is entirely forest except for this one city." Basically, so they can have a Megazord fight.
Oh, please.
But so the whole planet is forest except for this one city. There's one city on there, but I thought that was kind of funny explanation to why they all of a sudden are in like Tokyo or whatever. you
Right.
know so but yeah,
Totally.
I thought that was kind of silly, but yeah, Ion, he's still looking for his fruit. He wants a snack, he likes to make food. But the trees don't like that. Every time
I know it's like
Ion, yeah, every time
get smacked in
Ion
the face.
uh wants to grab a little treat, he gets
He gets
backhanded
smacked
by
in
the
the face.
tree. And so that's a little odd.
That's
Trees don't do
funny.
that.
No.
Trees don't usually slap people, so that's interesting. But as we're going through, they start to realize that the trees are sentient.
Yeah,
And I actually
sentient
thought this was
trees.
really cool. Like finally,
Hmm.
we're getting to a space season to where there's actually some alien stuff going on here.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
And I really appreciated that. I really liked how um they were able to sort of, I mean, it's a very small thing, just sentient
Hmm.
living, conscious trees. But I thought it was very interesting. And since Amelia and Ion are Ravkonian, they were able to communicate with the trees
Yeah,
to
which is pretty
try
cool.
to find Zayto. And I thought that was really cool. And they were actually able to see a vision of Zayto with like the broken visor, the typical Power Rangers thing. We got an image of that. Kind of, and then they see sort of where he's at. Um, and then they start to go looking for him there. They get trapped eventually. Ollie shows up, and then the vines kind of trap the five rangers in
My
the
Rangers.
vines or whatever, because I guess the tree thought they were trying to attack. But then
Mm.
Ion and Amelia are able to communicate with the tree, um, and say that they're the good guys. And then they're able to get out. They're able to morph. And we actually get to see Mick with the morpher. Morph.
Hmm.
I believe that's the first time we've ever got to see him do that. I don't think he ever used a morpher in Ninja Steel.
Never.
Um,
So that is a very
yeah.
first time that we did
So
it.
so
So
we got a
that's
we got an
pretty
image
cool.
of good old Mick there.
That's awesome.
And sadly, this episode is actually the last time we see this costume.
Hmm.
We do see Mick again, but we never see him in costume, which is a shame. I don't know why they did that.
I don't know why neither.
Because after this episode, Mick does kind of disappear until like the very end. I don't think he communicates with the Rangers again after this. I might
Nah,
be mistaken,
but
but
at least he got the borrow the one of the Zords to just to ride home.
yeah,
The
we'll get
back
to
to
that
back.
in a second.
It was
But
cool.
but yeah, so Ion goes off looking for Zayto. He comes out of this tree,
Hmm.
because that's a thing that can happen now. Um, and the he comes out of the tree, and the tree basically tells Zayto, "Hey, enjoy the time you have left. Deuces."
Time it deuces.
and then
Yeah.
and then Ion was basically like, "What the hell was that? What is it? What do they mean? Like the time that you have left?" But then we do get a Megazord battle. We get Mick in the Megazord. We got an image of them all in the cockpit there, and Mick gets to pilot the pink Zord, which I just thought was really cool. I really enjoyed that. I thought that fit his character very well.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I thought it was very cool finally getting to see Mick in a Megazord, and honestly, it's just cool to see Kelson Henderson get to do like anything, Power Rangers, because I mean he's always played these supporting characters and these supporting roles, and in this season we finally got to see him really be a Ranger. And I
Yeah,
thought
so
that
like
was really cool because
which
we
cool.
got to see that in SPD for like 2 seconds, and we
Uh-huh.
got to see it in Ninja Steel for like 2 seconds. But here we do get a lot more of it. I wish we had even more than what we got.
Right.
Because even here we didn't get a lot. But I really enjoyed seeing Mick and just Kelson Henderson in general finally get to become a full blown Ranger in this.
Yeah, full blown Rangers, which is awesome. It's a long time coming for him, man. He definitely paid his dues. He paid his dues, and now
Yeah, I
he
mean
got to.
I think he's played some sort of character in every single since SPD,
Yeah,
which was season
that's
13,
crazy.
and this is season 30. Um,
Wow, that's just crazy.
yeah,
And wow,
so
like
I
wow,
think I think he probably has been around longer than anyone. More
I think so too.
consistently.
Consistently, yeah.
Obviously, we have Billy, who was there since season 1, right? But
Yes,
he left the show in season 4 and then never came back until 30. Um,
yeah.
you know, but Kelson Henderson has consistently been on, I think, every single season in some sort of capacity since season 13.
Through the Disney era, through the Neo Saban, through
Yeah,
and now the
and now
Hashbro.
Hasbro.
So he been through 3 eras, season
Yeah.
eras,
So
which
I
is
mean,
historical.
Kelson Henderson, he's a legend, Power Rangers legend for
I
sure.
salute to you.
I actually got to meet Kelson Henderson at Power Morphicon. What
Yeah,
was
Power
it?
Morphicon, yes.
Was it last year?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes,
the
it
last
was.
year.
Yeah, it was last year. But and he's super nice guy.
Oh yeah,
Really,
they're really
it was
nice
really
guy.
awesome to be able to speak with him for like 2 seconds. You know, but yeah, he seemed super chill, just like a super down to earth kind of guy. He had all of his Orange Ranger stuff there. I gotta be honest. The SPD Orange Ranger is definitely cooler than the Ninja Steel Red. So if I had got to see him again, I would have preferred the orange.
Hmm.
But I mean, it was great to see him regardless. And just
Oh
a really
yeah.
cool dude in general, Power Rangers legend, and I'm glad that we got to see more of him in this season.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. So yeah, our salute to you.
Yeah,
Our
salute
salute, like
to
salute.
Kelson
Thank you.
Henderson there. Shout out.
Shout out.
But but yeah.
Anyway,
Uh,
yeah,
but yeah, so Ion is able to get Zayto back, and they're able to kind of after the Megazord battle, um, Mick basically says, "Hey, I'm gonna head on back down to the Lion Galaxy. I have a feeling they might need a Red
guys,
Ranger right now." And they say, "Ah, yeah,
yeah,
whatever. See ya." And then he
yeah. To see,
really takes the
to
pink
go
Ranger
home,
Zord and
to go
then
home.
just dips. He like takes the whole Zord, and then
I
and
mean,
then
it
we see
could
it
have used
again
some armor.
later. And so I was kind of confused, like how do they get that back? I mean, I guess Zords just kind of appear, so
Yeah,
and
it
that's
just
just a thing that
appears.
happens in Power Rangers. So I guess you kind of just like throw out continuity there. But but yeah, he
I'll
takes
pilot
it.
back.
Yeah. I guess yeah, it was able to. I guess yeah. I guess well, they did explain that they're able to remote pilot the Zords. So
The remote.
I guess they could yeah just remote pilot it back. Um,
That
but
reminds me of the Time Force flying swords. So when they're done fighting it, they go back in time to go back home to
oh yeah.
refuel. They
Yeah.
just go
Well, yeah, and
back.
then they got the what is it? Like the dude like it's literally like the big hammer guy and they just whack it into
Yep.
2001.
The launcher. I was like, that's a prequel
Is
of the
it just
Megazord. That
me?
he just
Like
got his own
I
job.
wish I had an image for this, but there's no way that we could have predicted that we were going to talk about this. But is it just me or does the helmet on that look like very similar to Ninja Steel Yellow's helmet?
Yeah, a little bit
Yeah, like I've
from
always
it.
thought that ever since Ninja Steel came out. I'm like that looks exactly like the Time Force hammer dude,
Yeah, they're like
like
the
the
hammer
launcher guy.
launcher. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's about to they have a good e off. Like
Yeah.
think, ah, there he goes.
That's such a funny way to get the Zords in. I really, I honestly, that might be my favorite way they're able to call on the Zords or whatever, to whack it into 2001. But yeah, and now we're back in the base. They're kind of regrouping things.
Hmm.
Billy kind of reappears out of nowhere. He wasn't really helping out really at all this whole time,
He
but
used to just to figure stuff out.
yeah, I mean, he
That's
might have
it.
been
They're doing some
doing
kind.
something, but I don't remember because I mean, he already made the morphers, so I don't know what
Yeah,
else
he
he would
already
have
made
been doing.
Morpher,
I don't
so
know why he wasn't really helping out at all. He must have been
maybe
doing something. I can't
maybe they're
remember what he was
just
doing.
And they're working on some parts of the ships,
Yeah,
maybe in the ship,
maybe.
maybe.
Oh, you know what? I remember exactly what he was doing. He was trying to make turn into a spaceship, because at this
Oh,
point,
spaceship. That's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
right.
because at this point it was just the base, but then they realized that
You
it was a
realize
spaceship the whole time.
it's
You
spaceship
know?
time. like what?
This
Yeah,
whole
he's like, wait,
time
what?
they were in
This
a
whole time.
spaceship, but yeah, but then he hands Zayto the fifth morpher, and then our last image here today, he turns into the Cosmic Fury Zenith Ranger.
Hmm.
And listen, you know what? I don't want to talk about the color at all. I think we've already kind of drilled this topic into the ground. Um, I think they should have just made him a white ranger. I don't see any issue with that at all.
Oh, not
Or,
at
or
all.
or or a titanium ranger like Simon Bennett said that he wanted to do. Like, what was wrong with him being a silver ranger? You know.
Yeah, the silver.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I mean, I think we've already drilled this topic to death. But I think overall, besides the color, you know, I like the suit. I like the cape. He looks good with the staff. The helmet looks
Hmm.
good. I mean, the helmet's literally just the Dino Fury red helmet recolored,
Yeah,
uh,
recolor.
but I like the suit. I think with the muscle pads, this is one of the ones that look better with the muscle pads. It's
Hmm.
not as jarring. It's more subtle on this suit. Him in black, um, Black Ranger have like I think the muscle pads look the best on them because you can't really
Hmm.
see them, you know. Um,
Yeah, the
uh,
Jarvis a
you
little
know, for
rubble arm makes it look good.
Zayto has the lightest costume, but for some reason I think the muscle pads look somewhat better here. That might just be me. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that
Um,
looks good. And the
Besides
plus
the
he
color.
took his staff. Yeah. Yeah, he looks good. Especially he was like, wait a minute, they're missing one thing. Got his staff.
Yep,
The guy his
got his
staff.
staff, and so,
Yeah, the guy's staff.
yeah, besides the things that the very questionable decisions that Hasbro made behind the scenes that we have already discussed, I think the suit looks really cool. Um,
Yeah, it looks
and well,
good.
like even then, like I think next episode he gets his Zord. Why didn't they make him a purple Ranger? Like I think that would have made sense if they were gonna have him pilot the
Yeah.
Dragon Zord. Like, I
Yeah,
guess
they
we can
should.
talk about that next episode too. The whole rest of this series, we're just gonna be complaining about his costume. But
Yeah,
um,
it's a season complaint
they
costumes.
should have done this.
Yeah.
And this is not the fault of the writers or even the producers on this. This is a weird ass Hasbro choice. Um, y-
Hasbro law.
yeah.
It's the
So
law.
um,
But
anyway,
overall, yeah,
overall, it's a
I
good
mean,
episode.
the
Yeah.
overall, yeah, it's a really good episode. Some of the a lot of the funny moments, like the Ollie's is the allies or
Oh yeah, his
basically
two henchmen. Yeah, hench
yeah,
people.
that they're not, yeah, that they're not really evil. That they it's just like a social media
Media. Yeah.
dancers or like TikTok for the one of her friends
Yeah.
Squishy
Squishy. I don't think that's her name. Squilia.
or
Yeah.
yeah Squilla
Squishy.
Squishy. I like to call it Squishy. My
Yeah,
bad. My
we're just
mind
gonna call
is
her Squishy for the rest of the
squishy.
show.
Yeah, squishy. But yeah. Anyway, do you know the Lord Zedd told him Squid Sales as friends
Yeah.
got to go with the Ollie so that they could get Zaytos,
Yeah.
but that
Well,
plan
because
didn't work
yeah,
out
like
very well.
Ollie wanted to form a team because that's the
Yeah, in
only
the
thing
farming
that he
team.
knew to do.
Hmm.
Because he was a Power Ranger, and he's like, well, we should team up. That makes sense. That's what the Power Rangers do. They're always so successful. So if we have a group of villains that team up, this will work. The only problem is like the group of villains that they got were the biggest batch of idiots.
Yeah, but
So
it's all they want to do is dance.
yeah,
All they
so
want
it
to
didn't
do
really
is
work
dance.
out
So
very
that
well.
didn't. Nope, not at all. So that's the epic fail, epic fail.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I
yeah,
like the
it's
episode
it
though.
basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a cool episode. It's just experiencing the like a living planet, the planet with the trees and the environment, which is pretty cool. And it talks and yeah, it's just the funny. It's just the way that how the Rangers got freed from the vines, and they just to say we're not the enemies, so we're friendlies. We don't harm plants, but the other guys who are guarding us is, and the
Yeah.
tree is just plumb those two to just
Yeah.
smack them on the ground, and they're gone. So and they freed them. I was like, that's it. That's all that you could do to just explain to the trees, so like why you're actually
Yeah.
here. Okay, we'll do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a good episode.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. I thought, it was nice to see these suits in action. Dino
Yes.
Charge Dark Blue Ranger is amazing. One of the best suits
Yeah,
ever. And so,
I
yeah, I
agree.
really. Oh, and actually, I think we forgot. At the end of the episode, we this is actually a really big moment. We go to Eltar.
Oh yeah,
Lord
Eltar.
Zedd. Yeah, Lord Zedd is
Lord
now
Zedd.
planning to take over Eltar, which is the planet that
Yeah,
Zordon is
Eltar.
from.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's like a huge thing
Zordon.
that we forgot. Yeah. So it's cool to finally in Power Rangers, the first time in 30 years, it's been this huge planet. Everybody's talked about it, but we never got to see it, and
Right?
now we finally get to see Eltar.
For the
And I think
first
that's
time
really
ever.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the real cool. It's a long time coming, but dang, they just never showed the planet the Zordon's his hometown, the Zeltar, so that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. I can't believe we forgot about that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Oops.
that was pretty much episode 4. And so now to close out the episode, we're gonna be talking about some of our favorite evil Power Rangers in this series. If you have any of your own, let us know in the comments section here, and we'll be able to talk about them here. But yeah, I mean, honestly, whenever I think of evil Rangers, and I mean, you can talk about Tommy technically, but then he becomes good,
Yeah, the
so I'm
Tommy
I'm more thinking of,
become cool.
Rangers that are just like purely evil. I mean, the first one
Ooh.
that comes to mind are like the Psycho Rangers. Those are easy
Yeah,
ones,
Psycho Ranger. Oh, definitely the Psycho Rangers.
and those suits are amazing
Uh
too.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
remakes. What about Trent from the Dino Thunder? Trent,
Yeah,
when
well, I
he
guess
turned
I guess
the
the White
evil.
Dino Thunder clone Ranger, he was evil
Yeah,
the whole
yeah, the
time.
Clone Ranger.
So yeah,
Yeah,
that could
he's
count.
evil all the time.
Again,
Evil all the time, and then he
honestly,
got copied.
yeah,
Um,
like the evil Rangers always have the best costumes, I think. I don't know why, but yeah, and then you also have Blaze and Roxy from Beast Morphers. You've got
yeah,
the
Blaze
red and the
Rocks.
yellow, and then the amber and the purple
Um,
Rangers. From season 1 and season 2.
SPD A Squad.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, as characters, they were kind of lame. Honestly, and their costumes were too. You
Yeah,
know,
it's kind of like a recycle from the In Space,
yeah.
so that they had to use
I think it's cool that
something
we
to
got Lightning
recycle.
Collection figures of them,
Yeah, that's
but
pretty cool.
in terms of costumes, I mean, they were literally just motocross basically
Yeah,
costume, like our motocross gear with Power Ranger helmets on.
uh-huh.
So and then as characters, they just weren't really characters.
And
Um,
yeah. Um,
so but I did like what they did with Blaze and Roxy, like the avatars, and then the
Avatars.
robots.
Yeah.
And also Blaze's dark Red Ranger costume is so cool.
That looks pretty good. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
They're really
almost
cool.
American exclusive. Technically it
Almost.
was technically it wasn't like Super Sentai for like 2 seconds. But pretty much all the footage that we got for Blaze was American exclusive, as the Dark Red Ranger. And then the Dark Yellow Ranger costume was also cool. I actually
hmm
think I do prefer the dark yellow over the purple for some reason. I don't know why.
hmm Oh.
And then I just don't really like Blaze's amber costume at all.
It's
Like,
like,
yeah, it's just too busy. There's too much going on
yeah,
there.
it's way too busy.
Yeah, but
Um, what
what
about the
else?
Dark Rangers from Mighty Morphin
Nope,
Power Rangers with the Lord?
absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's
Okay,
that's
okay, okay,
ridiculous.
okay,
Those
okay,
are it literally looks like they put like a tablecloth over top them, and then you know those space bags. You remember those
yeah.
commercials? Looks like they put tablecloth on top, did a little space bag, sucked the air out of them, and then
Oh
had them go out.
no. That's
Um,
funny.
but I mean, we've also
No,
had some really awesome evil rangers in the comics. I mean, obviously we've had Lord Drakon,
yeah, Lord
Ranger
Dragon.
Slayer. I mean, I know she turns
Hmm.
good, but you know, she
Uh,
was made to be
Death
evil.
Ranger.
Death
The
Ranger, is
Ranger.
probably
Yeah,
one of the
definitely Death
coolest.
Ranger. Yeah,
Yeah,
Death
Death
Ranger
Ranger
is
has a
one of
really
them.
cool
Death
costume.
Ranger.
Fun
I
fact,
love his helmet too.
yeah, Ranger's helmet's really cool, and he's also the latest character in Power Rangers Legacy Wars. You can play him right now.
Oh
Um,
wow. Well, see, there you go. See,
yeah,
that's another plug. Legacy
yeah,
Wars.
Power Rangers, like, not sponsored, but a
Go
really
get the
cool
kid.
game.
Yeah, the
Um,
Rico game thing. Y'all should play
yeah,
and download it.
you got like a yeah, they have like over like 100, I think, playable characters in that game.
But that's a
You know,
lot. There's a
yeah,
lot. There may be
yeah,
more.
pretty cool game.
Yeah.
There's quite a there's definitely a meta there. There's some
Oh
pretty OP
gosh.
characters.
There's a
But
gosh. They already man. I feel like they were missing a couple more of the Evil Rangers, but it's hard to think of because that you cannot beat
yeah,
Death
because a lot of
Ranger,
them just
Psycho
join the team
Rangers.
later. Because I mean
Yeah,
Void
join the
Knight,
team.
but also he joins the
Oh
team
yeah, Void
later.
Knight.
But I mean he was evil for pretty much all of the show. So I guess Void Knight. I
Yeah,
mean he did have a really cool costume.
yeah, he
And
really does.
then whenever he turns good, he gave his powers to Zayto, and then we got the Dino Knight Red Ranger, which is also a cool costume. Um, so
the Mystic Force, the Wolf
oh
Ranger,
gosh, yeah,
yeah,
Korag.
with the
How do
knight.
we forget
Yeah, yeah,
Korag?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Korak, yeah, Korak.
Oh
That
my
was
gosh.
that dude. Do you prefer in the red or purple?
Ooh, Ko- Korag red or
I like the
purple?
purple. I
I
like the
don't know,
purple a
dude. The
lot.
red, that
The
red does
red's not.
something to me.
Oh,
Yeah, that
oh,
shiny red. I don't know. I
shiny
think I
red.
prefer the
Oh,
red, but it's close.
red.
By the way,
Close.
we got
Yeah, I
Josh
like the purple
Goldman
color.
in the chat. Do you
Yo,
prefer evil
Josh.
rangers to stay evil or the ones who are redeemed? The ones that stay evil are infinitely more interesting to me.
More interesting. Yes.
Yeah, I think, in Power Rangers,
What's
I
going on,
mean,
Josh? What's up, homie?
you know, it's just, yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, I prefer them to stay evil. I think that's a
Yeah,
more
stay
interesting,
evil.
storyline. I mean, like with, sort of like Blaze and Roxy. I mean, because they were
Hmm.
clones, right? But they were like truly evil, and they never planned to ever work with the Rangers, and they really just wanted to kill uh the Power Rangers. I thought that was really cool.
Right.
In Cosmic Fury is a great example of this. To where
Hmm.
Ollie, Kai Moya, fucking, I mean, excuse me, freaking kills it as as
Beep.
the
There were
evil
grown
Blue
notes.
Ranger. Um, and then as soon as he becomes the Cosmic Fury Blue Ranger, he's just kind of there again. There's not really anything special
Yeah.
there. But whenever he was evil, I mean, he was awesome. Like seriously,
Oh,
the
really
greatest
awesome.
character in the show in Cosmic Fury. He was the standout role. Whenever he was evil. And
He
then
sold
whenever
the
he turned
show.
good, it wasn't as interesting anymore. So just marveling at Bryce's epic beard.
The
Yeah,
beard.
I might be shaving it off here soon. I'm thinking about getting a haircut.
I don't know, bro. This is like a no shave
Yeah.
November. A no shave November.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking
But then
about it.
again, I don't know.
I'm thinking about it. We'll
I
see.
did that
I'll,
one
I'll
time.
get I'll get some other opinion. Because I mean, one of the people I work with, they were totally joking around with me or whatever. But I'm only obviously you can't tell on camera, but I'm only 5'3". I'm a very short person. And I'm walking around with this huge full beard. And then he walks up to me and he goes like, "Dude, you are way too short to have that beard." And it's like, I do kind of get it though, because like you wouldn't expect
Like
like somebody of my size to be able to like, to grow a mane quite like this, so I get how that can
houseway.
be sort of off-putting for people. Like, they probably think that like some like
I'm
14
not
year
gonna
old
let
is
it
getting ready
grow
to
right
walk
now,
up and then like I
actually.
have like a full beard on. Um uh so see, I'm gonna let the
I'm
beard grow, but I'm not gonna. Oh, Josh says I'm not gonna let the beard grow, but I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop shaving my head. What
me
the?
neither. Me neither. I ain't gonna stop shaving my head. True.
You know what,
I look way
Josh?
the better and bald anyway. Then
I would like to see what happens if Josh stops shaving his head. I would really like to. He probably has like the horseshoe.
he said horseshoe.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You
What?
know.
No, he went there. No, not the horseshoe.
That's probably why he shaves it. Here's the thing. If I started getting, if I ever started getting a horseshoe, yeah, it's all going. If I start going bald, I'm not gonna be
Oh
one of
Lord, it's
those,
just
people who tries to save it. If it's going, it's gone. I'm not gonna be trying to keep it around.
it's a
It's a
it's a
it's a
cul-de-sac.
cul-de-sac. What the
It's
hell
a
is he
it's a
talking about? All right.
cul-de-sac.
Anyway, we're not even talking about Power Rangers anymore. I think we're gonna wrap things up here on the Ranger wrap up. Thank you all so much
I'm
for
done.
tuning
I'm
in,
done.
and we will see you next week for our coverage on episode 5. This is a really funny episode. I'm excited to cover it. We'll see you next time. Peace out.